season is the time for gardening, and our next guest says to use that garden to take care of your gut. Please welcome Dr. Wendy Bazilian.
Hello. Welcome, Dr. Wendy.
All right.
Look at me, just sticky fingers stealing away.
Stealing the basil.
Yep.
Well, we are talking about one of your favorite words, gut. I know that's not your favorite, so we're going to reframe it today and talk about our ecosystem inside of us. But it is really like a garden. And if you imagine your gut as a garden, we have the opportunity every time we eat to plant something, feed something, and take up space that helps move things along.
Yeah.
And one of the easiest and most visual ways to see it is in the bowls that we prepare. You know, when you have just a couple things going on, and maybe shades of beige going on here, just a couple things. In the garden, just the same, it's a little plain, it's a little more subdued, it's not as active and alive. But if you put more plants into the bowl, you've got your grains, and don't forget, it's not just vegetables we're talking about, it's grains, beans, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices, then you get more diversity in your microbiome, which really helps you out. So we're looking
This is all loaded with fiber, too,
all
right?
loaded with fiber, which we're going to talk a lot about today. So it's loaded with a lot of nutrients for you. And if you think of it this way, you're thinking about not just nutrients. We get sort of stuck in that sometime, which is, of course, my field, but color and variety and how many different ones you get during the week. Have you ever thought about how many different plants you eat in a week?
We eat a lot of plants.
You eat a lot of plants.
We eat a lot of plants.
So maybe, you know, counting up can make it more of a game,
Interesting.
too.
Yep.
Good idea.
So
Over
fiber,
here.
you talked about, you know, you mentioned the fiber. This is all about fiber and all kinds of neat fiber.
Fiber's important for everyone, but it's really important for women, is it not?
It's really important. Only 6% of Americans are getting the fiber recommendation met daily, weekly, monthly.
Right.
It's outstanding and shocking. And for women, it is very, very important. But fiber, some people are doing things called fiber maxing, and they're just trying to get as many grams a day. It really is about variety and diversity again, because they offer different things. The lentils, the beans and seeds, the different colors have different nutrients in them. We've got the chia and we've got sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax. They all offer different nutrients, and the different grains. And we've got fiber in fruits like avocado.
Avocados, yeah.
Avocado's a fruit. And in our fruits and vegetables. And then, of course, canned or dried. Whatever works for you, getting variety and diversity.
So canned is
important.
fine, too?
Canned is perfectly fine, absolutely. It's a good way to go because it saves time, it's cost-effective, not as cost-effective as the dried.
This is cost-effective, but you've got to, like, hydrate it. You've got to bring it back to life. It's, like, exhausting.
And you have to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
you
got
have to remember to do it.
But look, I'm stealing something
Okay,
else.
fantastic. This is your home. And we're talking about sort of maybe the fibers like the compost of your garden. And here we're looking at something that's really important. Starch is a type of fiber, and we're talking specifically about resistant starch. So potatoes have, pasta have a type of starch that actually, when you cook the starch instantly, it becomes very loose. And I think of it like yarn. It's very loose and
Is
it's
that why
easy
cute
to break
little
down.
sweaters are here?
Yes, that my mother-in-law made for
So
my
cute.
daughter
I love
when
that.
she
Love
was
that.
born.
Love
But
that.
when the starch is cooled, so hot potatoes or pasta, when it's cooled, they reorganize and tighten, and they become a new structure. And the structure stays. It's sort of like knitting a sweater. The structure comes together. You don't get a ball of yarn out of a knit sweater. And then cooled potatoes have resistant starch, resistant to digestion, down in lower gut, and they become a prebiotic that feeds the healthy bacteria.
Wait, so we want them cooled?
You want them cooled. So
Okay,
you want
got it.
You want the pasta, you want the potatoes.
I like
They're
cold
great.
pasta.
They're great when they're hot, but if you cool them down, and even if you reheat them a little, the resistant starch remains.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Good
sort
to
of exciting
know.
there.
That's very exciting.
So we've got a little, thanks to your wonderful prop people, we've got a palette.
Okay.
This is about the colorful palette that are foods. These are polyphenols. These are phytonutrients. You hear about those all the time, and we think about the colors in our food being important for our diet. But how are they important for our gut, for our garden? Well, they really become the fertilizer. If you think of walnuts, they've got prebiotic fibers in them. And research, a randomized control trial showed that when people regularly ate these daily, they had better biodiversity. They had more healthy bacteria, less of the unhealthy bacteria.
Just from eating the walnuts?
Just from eating the walnuts daily.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, more with summer gut health. Stick around.
We're back with Dr. Wendy Bazilian and summer gardening for our gut health. What's next? I see, like, chocolate.
Yes, we have. So when we're thinking about this colorful palette, these are polyphenols and flavonoids, all these like sort of abstract scientific names. But even chocolate has gut healthy flavonoids. I mean, they've got these wonderful compounds. Dark
Is
chocolate.
it the chocolate that tastes like at the bottom of the ashtray?
Yeah, I understand. Dark chocolate does have the higher concentration. The milk chocolate still has some, by the way, but this is one that we brought. The 72% dark chocolate that has a little vanilla in it.
Okay,
maybe we'll turn the tide.
Let me sample it.
Turn
and
the
see how we
tide.
go.
What do you think?
That's good.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what? You stick to the things that you love. That's the whole thing. The whole abundance.
I could melt this on top of some other
There you go.
things.
Yeah,
and-
berries
yes.
are rich in it. And like when we were talking about the support crew, I think of things like avocado. They've got the fiber and the fat that help you absorb nutrients. They also help with microbial diversity in your digestive system. We think of chia. Why do they absorb all that? Why do they, get gel-like? Well, that's exactly what helps your garden out.
When you eat chia seeds, just know that you will find them in your teeth for the next 3 days. No matter how much you
those
brush.
little flossers.
I do walk around flossing with chia seeds.
Absolutely. Well, it's really important to build this in. The next thing is hydration. If we plant the perfect garden, if we don't have a water source, it is going to fail. And we know all these great reasons for performance, cognition, all of this, but for hydration. But when it comes to water, this is a really good way for you to remember, that we are watering our garden inside. It helps with the movement. When you add sort of, watermelon and mint this summer, I call those dinners that you were talking about before NBD, no big deal.
No big deal,
Yeah, the ones where you just get around the table. But you can put some citrus and herbs. You can put some basil and watermelon. You're adding some layers of those phytonutrients that we had on the palette as well.
Also for people like myself where I don't necessarily like plain water, I like to have a little pizzazz. I want a little flavor in there.
Yeah, jazz it up. It makes water more intentional, more exciting to go after. Next, we have something that most people don't associate with digestion, and that's a Zen garden, of course, but really it's about micro movements.
Okay.
Movement is part of digestion. We've got enzymes and chemistry all working inside, but there are things that you can do like walking, stretching, twisting, marching, and standing. Even marching, it's like an accordion on your gut. Deep breathing, your diaphragm is massaging, like an internal massage on your gut. Twisting moves your organ, and those are all micro movements.
He's always
sort of
twisting to work on his golf swing.
Well, there you
So
go. It can help your digestion, very literally.
No wonder
and
your
it's
digestion
about
is so
gentle.
good.
It's the Zen gentle approach.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Sort
Oh
of,
my
isn't that pretty?
gosh,
It's
what?
like tilling the soil, I like to
Tell
think
us about
of
your
it.
30 days, 30 plants in 30 days challenge.
Yes, so this is what I'd like to challenge you and challenge guests to this month, is to have 30 plants, aim for 30 plants a week. Now that may sound like a lot, but the idea is that it's about 4 to 5 different plants a day. And if you have some examples, and this will be on your website so that you can download it, it's easy to track the different plants, write them down. It's kind of a fun way of adding something instead of subtracting it for your diet. And there's actually
Just being
research.
aware of how much things you actually are eating versus what you're if you're on a regular type of diet and not changing what you eat.
Absolutely. It adds that diversity because we know from the research out of UCSD that people who have up to this kind of amount of diversity really do have a more diverse, resilient, and benefited by microbiome.
All right.
Great, thank you, Dr.
Catch Wendy's podcast, 1,000 Waking Minutes, wherever you get your podcasts.